All right, everybody. Allyn Hane. It's Hane, right?
Yep.
Did I get that right? It's spelled weird, though, right?
H-A-N-E. First name's different.
Your first name's weird. Yeah,
A-L-L-Y-N.
Yep. Is that a Florida thing? How's that come from?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
So Allyn is the lawn care nut.
Yep.
And I am not a lawn care nut, as you can tell from the weeds growing in the bricks of my grass, or of my driveway. So lots of people tagged us back and forth over the years that you're I'm the garage version of you and you're the lawn version of me.
I would agree with that, yeah.
And you can tell because we can't shut us up and we got us together immediately. And so you said, I want to come up here and fix this mess. I said I have St. Augustine Pro Vista.
Yep.
I just assumed because it looks the same as the Pro Vista that I did at my house at Harbor Hills, and I said, I'm never doing that again, it's junk. Me being dismissive, so that's all regular St. Augustine that we did all around the house. Mm-hmm. And you sent me a message, you just don't know what you're doing. Right, so
yeah, roundabout way, yeah.
There's a way to, Pro Vista is amazing if you do it right. The problem is most people don't know how to take care of it.
And one challenge we have here is I'm not even sure if this is Pro Vista. I didn't bring any glyphosate with me to test it. It looks a little stubby. The blades look a little stubby to be Pro Vista, but it's definitely St. Augustine grass. And when you say regular St. Augustine grass, in the back what you have is called Floratam. That's what most people have here. It's well adapted. Pro Vista is well adapted too, but it definitely needs some different care. And so we'll talk about Pro Vista because a lot of people do have it.
Yep.
And then another time when I come back, we'll put some glyphosate on it and test it. But either way, we're going to bomb this with nitrogen today because that's really all it needs to look good.
So how do you start? Like, what do you start doing in a lawn like this?
So here in Florida, right now, we're coming into the rainy season.
Yeah.
But right now we're dry. We haven't had, I don't know about over here, but where I'm at, we've had rain once in the last couple of months, it seems like. So we're very dry. So we need to get the irrigation dialed in first, and that's the biggest thing because you just got irrigation fixed.
But I want to make sure come and it's dialed
working.
But just like it would be almost like if I took my car to a car wash.
They're not gonna. That's right.
It's to most people. Oh yeah, my car is dialed in, and then I would look at it and say, no. So same thing with you. When I say dialed in my irrigation, you're probably going to say, well, we need to do this, and this to get it to legit levels.
And especially if you don't dial in the irrigation right here, it's almost like running your car a couple quarts low on oil. It actually can hurt the lawn. So we need to dial it in properly. And people will say, I'll ask them, how much water are you putting down? Oh, well, I water 10 minutes every other day per zone. Well, that doesn't tell me how much water is going down. It just tells me what you're doing and how long, but I don't know your volume or anything. So we need to do a test and understand how much water is going down, because every time we water, we want a ½ inch of water going down.
So how do we do that?
We're gonna take that bucket right there, and we're gonna run the irrigation until it gets a ½ inch of water in there, and then we know that's how long it takes to put down 1/2 inch of water for that zone.
Gotcha. So let's go on the side.
We have a lot of work to do here, but I'm only going to do one zone, and I'm going to leave, and then you can do all the rest.
I'm going to hire someone to do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's run to the irrigations on the side.
Okay.
So let's run over there and figure it out.
This looks like what I would guess is that your dog comes out, and when he goes pee, he goes to the most convenient spot, which is right here, and he pees. Right? And so pee is essentially nitrogen.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's urea, and so urine is nitrogen, and you can see that the grass is starved. That's why it's green. So the rest is yellow because it just needs more urea. And we're actually putting urea, not urine, but urea on the lawn today to turn it green.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you that's what he does. Like at night, he'll probably come out here real quick, take a leak, and go in.
So that's indicative of what the rest of your lawn could look like if it had enough fertilizer.
Oh, shoot.
But we got to dial the irrigation in first.
You know how, we're on the same age, and so, you're programming a VCR back in the day, right? I could program a VCR when I was 6 years old like it was nothing, it was enjoyment. But if you told my mom to do that or my wife to do that, it'd be crippling. Like crippling, like no way, just painful. That's what an irrigation timer is to me. It's like programming a VCR. I'm sure I can figure it out. I just don't have any interest. It stresses me out.
Why don't you get a smart timer?
I got to do something.
Like a ratio? So yeah, I haven't used one of these.
I freaking hate this thing.
Yeah.
It's like I turn it on and you get to
You don't appreciate the beautiful iconography?
No,
look at this.
It's just
look at that. I mean, somebody took time, an artist took time to make these icons.
I just can't. And then you have to turn it on here and then turn it off, and it just doesn't make sense. I just want to hit on.
All right, so
I get into
ratio, you guys need to listen. You guys need to sponsor right here, ratio.
What is it? R-A-C-H-I-O?
Yeah, it's a smart timer. You run it all off an app, so you don't have to ever come out here ever.
Oh my God.
The other thing is like right now, we shouldn't have to be running this test by coming over here. We should be able to stand over there and just turn things on from over there.
Yeah.
Which is what a smart timer would do.
I don't even know which one's which.
Yeah. So well, we need to do a manual run. So there's manual. You don't know the zone numbers?
I have no idea. You're asking. Do I know Chinese?
All right. So we're gonna go 4 minutes. That's all stations. See, this is why if you had a smart timer, you don't have to go and look. How many zones do you have around? Do you know?
8.
8?
So we actually had to do another, so the new grass we put in by the driveway, there was no irrigation there, and they were gonna have to run piping all the way across.
Here we go.
And so they actually ran one directly off the pump, so I guess it has its own little timer on that thing too.
Yeah, so that's typical of Florida irrigation. You have all kinds of things like kind of patchwork together.
Yeah.
Okay, this one has to be money. There it is. Let's use this one.
Okay.
All right, so let's go grab a bucket. This is the main one we need to adjust anyway. So watering, typically, the way you do watering is called deep and infrequent, which is also how my first marriage went. So it's a ½ inch of water every second or third day. So you want to give the water, you want to water deep, which is a ½ inch. A ½ inch is considered deep, remember that. And so when you water deep, you want to let the lawn dry out in between, so you're not spoiling the lawn. So that's why you water every couple of days. Now right now, when we are really, really hot and we don't get rain, we have to water almost every day. But typically every other day. And then when we get to the rainy season, you don't have to water at all.
When though? Like you want to water?
Oh, in the mornings for sure. Because you want to get the water in and then you want it to dry off. You don't want it to sit with wet feet.
Gotcha.
But to put down a ½ inch, you have to know, like you can tell me these are K-rain heads, but I have no idea how much this coverage is.
Yeah.
So we throw this out like this, and you leave it until it gets a ½ inch in it. Now, because this system is, you have hills, this system may not have proper overlap. You also have one zone here, you're gonna have another one up there.
Yep.
So you'll need to test this in several areas. But the idea is eventually you'll get an average of, okay, if I leave this on for 30 minutes, I get a ½ inch in the bucket. So that's what you set the zone to, is 30 minutes.
Gotcha.
Right? So that's how we would know. Right now it's set to 20 minutes. I can just look and see that because I saw on the timer.
Yeah.
Will it take 20 minutes to get a ½ inch of water in there? I don't know, but that's the idea. So once we have that dialed in, because part of the problem here, the reason this is sitting flat like this is it wasn't watered properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the roots are all shallow. When you water deep, you're causing the water to go down and the roots will chase it. But this was water shallow, so it just sat up top. That's why you have all that cake up there.
So they probably water for 10 minutes, 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times a week, probably
Or every day.
Too little, too much, yeah.
Yeah, so just by changing the
I don't think they
water.
had anybody fertilizing or anything.
Definitely hasn't been fertilized in a while.
Yeah.
We should be taking a soil sample. We'll do that come towards the fall if you want to, but for now it just needs nitrogen. That's why I don't need to do a soil sample. Plus, all Florida soil is the same pretty much. So,
It's all sand.
yeah, lots of sand mixed with a little bit of clay here and there. But yeah, almost all sand. So, all right, so ProVista is actually a genetically modified organism. It's a GMO. It's made by the Scott's company.
Okay.
And what they've done is they have bred it to be better. So they took Floratam St. Augustine, which is the standard, and they took that as a base material, and then they injected some other things into it to improve it. So one thing they did was they injected some spinach, something from spinach into it to make it darker green. That's why, not here, but when you look at it, it's a deeper, darker color. They also injected a growth regulator into it, so it grows at half the speed, and it's no joke. They don't oversell it. You literally only have to mow it every 2 weeks. Yours not at all because it's not growing.
Right.
But when it is growing and it is pumped, it's every 2 weeks. And then the third thing they did is they made it glyphosate tolerant. So if you've ever been up north, you heard of Roundup Ready corn.
Yeah.
This is Roundup Ready grass, even though Roundup is not a good name to use because it has other things in it now.
Yeah.
But it's glyphosate tolerant. So what that means is in Florida is you can kill all the weeds. Because we have so many different weeds that invade here.
So you can walk out and just spot treat.
With,
That's what I was all
glyphosate.
excited about.
That's right. And that's really the big selling point is you can keep it clean. But what people don't realize is because it grows so slow, they neglect it. They don't fertilize it enough, and it dies. So it has to be fertilized. It has to be pushed. It just won't overgrow, but you need to hammer it with nitrogen, nitrogen and potassium mostly.
So how do I get that done? Because those guys don't do squat. So what's the Heron and the True Green and all these people?
Yeah.
What do they do? They're spraying some liquid on there.
They're putting fertilizer on, but what happens is two things. Number one is when your ProVista falls behind, it can't catch up with just normal treatments. It needs a lot more. Because it has that growth regulator in it, when it gets sickly, it's slow to recover also. So you really have to push it with a lot more nutrients, and the True Greens of the world don't do that. They're not set up. It's pretty new. This has only been out on the market 5 or 6 years or so.
Yeah.
So they don't necessarily know. They're not set up for custom programs. True Green is set up to come out, spray and pray and get out, right?
Yeah.
Whereas this needs a little bit more of a custom type program, especially in the shape it's in now.
So I can buy a spreader and I just follow your protocol on the app? Like how can I do this? Like what am I going to do?
So my app will give you plenty of nitrogen for this. We're going to put down some nitrogen today. We're going to put down 3/4 pound of nitrogen. I might even do a little heavier to really just push it in the face. Nitrogen is what makes it green. Nitrogen is what makes it grow. Nitrogen is what helps photosynthesis, which is how plants make sugars. So we want to encourage that by pushing it with nitrogen. And that's what we're basically doing. We're supporting what it wants with those nutrients. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And then, from there,
so as a
fertilize
homeowner, I need to supplement what my heron guy is doing.
If you have Provista that is in this shape. If it's brand new sod and they've taken care of it from the beginning and they've been on it and fertilized it from the beginning, no, they're fine. It's just where it is now, they don't have.
So like my backyard, I should be good.
Yeah, you can get True Green or Heron or whoever, and they can take care of it and keep it fine. Yep. This has just been allowed to fall behind. Again, I don't think this is Provista anyway. But we'll test that. But whatever St. Augustine it is, it's behind.
So what would be the difference? Just the amount of nitrogen you put in?
So the back lawn is going to grow a lot quicker. If they're both healthy, they can do the same treatments for the most part.
Gotcha.
This you'll be mowing a lot less in the front here.
And you think with proper nitrogen, even with the oak tree, you can see the oak tree fall, we can even get it to grow around there to some extent?
So the challenge you have here is two things. Yeah, you have the oak, which people don't realize with oaks, what happens is when it rains, salts come off the leaves and the salts spoil the ground and kill everything beneath, which is their defense mechanism. So that's one thing, and obviously the shade is another. The roots are competing for water and nutrients out of the soil with the grass, and the third thing is you have a slope. So you have all of these things going against you, so that will be a challenge. What I would do on that slope is I'd turn that into a little meadow garden, or I'd put some flowers on there, something called perennial peanut, something beautiful, and I'd make it into a little stair step.
What I want to do is just light it on fire once a month. And
that's why I'm a lawn guy. Don't come to my garage.
It's like you washing your car. You don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Pay someone to do that.
So you ready? I'm going to fertilize this thing.
Yeah, I want to see this. Yeah, he needs to be selling spreaders, egos, lawnmowers.
So I don't necessarily know if I want to sell this stuff again because I can't compete with Lowe's in that. But
you don't have to. People will just want to buy it from you because they can.
I just don't want to. I don't want to put that in my warehouse. Is what it is. I'd rather put more fertilizer in there.
Yeah.
But I do have a sprayer, a backpack sprayer that we sell. That is the most expensive one on the market, and we can't keep it in stock. People want it.
So this stuff that we're putting on the lawn, this is what you guys make?
Yeah, this is my fertilizer. Yeah. And these aren't like official looking bags. Whoa. What did I do?
I don't like that.
Woo! Nice and dusty. These are just my experimental bags, but that's what we sell. We have like pretty bags, that we actually send out.
Yeah, so why can't I hire a freaking company to come put granular, powder?
They will.
Who? How?
Any of them do. They have their own program too. This is just my program, that I sell. I sell granular because most homeowners, it's easier for them to deal with this, whereas, the True Greens will have a giant truck with pumps and tanks and everything else.
So that when they are spraying some nitrogen.
There is fertilizer.
Like that.
Yep. Now, they're not going to put down as heavy as I do, but I have a different philosophy about things than they do. That's the difference.
And so what you're doing here, so we didn't take a soil sample, so people are going to yell at you about that, right?
Some people will not like that, but because it's Florida, I already know that you're going to be low on potassium and nitrogen.
So this is like me measuring paint on a car. Like, what's the point? Like, I know what I need to do to polish the paint.
That's right.
And the measurement is not exact anyway, right? So
this should be fairly exact, but I know my equipment, and I'm going to meter it because I have a setting right here.
Okay.
So I can just dump in there and go because I know my equipment. Yeah. So I know I'm going to put down the right amount already.
Yeah.
As far as what to put down, you have to realize that people go to Lowe's and Home Depot and buy fertilizer all day without soil tests. You don't have to have a soil test. You can have it if you want to dial it into the next level, though. Well, then sure, get a soil test. But I already know what you need. That's what I mean. We got to get the basics out of the way first, then we can go on and do more.
Okay.
So This is very high in iron and I don't want to stain your driveway, so.
So we're gonna put it on and
yeah, and just blow it off. So this has all the nutrients that we're gonna need. Look at that.
And so, oh man, it looks like dirt, like rock. So, I thought we were putting some little powder on there. This looks like a decorative gravel.
There we go. There is, so Milorganite is what's called a biosolid, and there, see the black stuff? That is biosolids. So I do have some Milorganite-ish stuff in here, because I'm tied to Milorganite, if you don't know that or not, but yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, that's why I talk about the fertilizers that sold out. That's what I'm known for, is Milorganite.
Gotcha.
So they're still friends. They're good
Milorganite is a
people.
brand?
It's Milwaukee organic nitrogen. It's sewage sludge from Milwaukee that they turn into a fertilizer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's where the urea comes from.
No, that's a different type of nitrogen. Okay. So the blue stuff is urea.
Gotcha.
This is a whole lot of stuff. There's iron in here, nitrogen, potassium, magnesium.
Interesting.
Think of it like a vitamin. You take a vitamin, right? It's all the same stuff. What does the vitamin do? It supports everything else in your system. That's what this is doing. It's going to support what the grass does.
All right, let's do it.
We call this.
So how do you get started doing this crap?
Well, so I worked for True Green and learned how to do it there, and learned I didn't like corporate lawn care.
Okay.
And but I liked lawns and grass and green stuff, so I just started learning it on my own. Started a blog when the internet got big, and kind of grew it from there.
So you're blogging on apparently there's yard dorks, like there are car dorks, right?
There are big time yard dorks, big time. I mean, we have a whole community of people that love their grass. They want to show the stripes off, you know, the darker the green. We call it dominate your neighbor. So like if you had a neighbor that lived right there, what you would do is you would take your fertilizer and you would make your half of the grass super dark green, and you'd make a perfect line to where his was pale and yours was dark green, and then you go take pictures and you shame them.
I like
That's called dominating your neighbor.
I
figured you'd like this. See, I knew it. I knew you'd like this.
Get me involved in that kind of game.
That's right.
I like to win.
That's how it is.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, really, with this, I just really need to get a lot of fertilizer out here because it hasn't had any in a while.
So I'm going to follow you around. You're going to have to.
You're going to follow me?
Yeah, you're going to mouth breathe while you're telling me your story.
Oh, am I going to tell you my? Oh, I should tell you. Wow, while we're doing this.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to do it when I'm detailing. I have to tell the story while I'm detailing.
So I was working at True Green, and because we sold on price, customers wouldn't believe me whenever I told them what was wrong with their lawn. So I was like, I'm going to start this blog, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to write all the lawn tips: how to water your lawn in summer, how to take care of grub worms, how to kill weeds, how to turn your lawn green. And then what I'm going to do when they call and they don't believe me, I'm going to say, go to my blog or go to this guy's blog and check it out. You'll believe him. So that's what I started with. Well, that didn't really work. People weren't going to go to my blog. But what happened was, after a few months, my blog's getting like 15,000 visits a month.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I'm like, hey, I had to be able to do something with this. Yeah. So I start learning the internet. I start going on and Googling how to make money online, how to do search engine optimization. I find Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
Back when he was talking about, I mean, I was like way back in the wine library days.
Yeah.
All right, so I start learning about the internet and how SEO works and these types of things. And so after a while, a company came to me and offered to buy my blog for like a very large sum of money. And so I didn't know any better. I was like 33 years old, I think, at the time, and I said, sure. So I took the money.
You sold it.
Yeah. Well, so I took the money because it was kind of life-changing money at that time.
Yeah.
And I reinvested it into education. And I started learning how the internet worked.
Yeah.
Started taking courses. Basically every course that was ever sold online, how to make money online, and Frank Kern and all these guys, I followed all their courses. And I got a lot of scammy stuff, but I also learned a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And at one point I found a guy that I paid for private training that actually taught me how to game Google. He hated Google, so we would learn how to build links and do all kind of things to game Google.
You were very intentional about this.
I was. I started because I started getting addicted to the internet and learning. I saw it as a way out of corporate America.
Yeah.
And so what happened?
All this time you're still treating lawns.
Still working for True Green, right? And I had non-compete agreements, right? But they didn't care about a blog. They really didn't because they were so far behind.
Yeah.
So I start learning about the internet more, and this guy taught me all about, like I said, some negative things about Google, but while doing that, I actually learned how to like Google. I was like, man, why don't I just start giving Google what they want, which is good content, which is what I was doing anyway. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'm just going to go legit and actually learn SEO. I started taking on clients in my local area. So I was dealing with like travel agents and stuff, doing their internet presence, helping with their local SEO. And in 2012, I met a guy who had started a company in the Naperville, Illinois library doing digital marketing for auto dealers. And he would do their SEO and their paid search and all that. Facebook marketing was getting big. This is in 2012.
Yeah.
And he hired me as his first vice president. So I left TruGreen after 15 years.
Yeah.
And I got a legit job in a legit agency doing digital marketing for auto dealers. Well, at that point now, what happens is the cuffs are off, so to speak, and I can go onto YouTube now and give lawn tips because I already knew what people were searching for online because of my blog.
So that was still a job, right?
That was a job.
Marketing was a job.
It was, yep.
Not passion, just a job.
A job, a good job. And I learned, and I mean, I was their 9th employee. Is this your lawn over here?
Yeah, it goes to that tree.
Okay.
To that box, basically.
I've actually never done a walk and talk like this. It's actually kind of nice.
It's great. Yeah, you're doing great.
He, so yeah, he hired me as, I was his 9th employee.
Okay.
And so what I got to see there was a startup digital marketing company grow from 9 employees to 600.
Oh, geez.
And in 2018, that company was acquired by Cars.com and taken public. It was acquired for $160 million.
Okay.
I didn't have any equity, but I was there from the beginning and watched it built. I helped build the client services department and all kinds of stuff. And that's where I learned legit digital marketing, for real. So when they sold that company, by that time I had been doing videos now for my YouTube channel. Because again, when I worked for TruGreen, I can't make videos.
Right, yeah.
They didn't want that. I'm gonna have to get some more fert here. So I had only done the blog, but once I started working for this guy, now I can go and do videos. So I had taken my thing to video in like 2012 and the channel started growing. And so I had monetized earlier than that. I wrote ebooks. And so we've sold like, I think 15,000 copies of my ebook plan, which is what the app is now. The app is my lawn plan that I developed, but originally it was an ebook. And people can still buy the ebook now.
So you're jerking around with your own lawn, but you're doing it as a job too. Right?
Now.
So before, with TruGreen.
Oh, yeah.
TruGreen is a job, but it was so passion as well.
I loved
That's
it.
why you chose the TruGreen path, but the TruGreen corporate model is not set up for passion.
That's correct.
Set up for just do the work.
Churn and burn, right.
And so
I think this will be
the
enough.
digital marketing firm was the way to make money because you weren't making a lot of money working for TruGreen.
No, it was a way to make money, but it was also a way to learn digital marketing. I mean, auto dealers are some of the biggest spenders in any town.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
The Toyota dealers here, they'll spend $100,000 a month in pay-per-click alone.
Yeah.
And so we would manage that budget for them. Well, you learn a lot about keyword targeting and search traffic and history, and so I learned a lot about that. I also learned a lot about client services and dealing with auto dealers, which you know, you're in the auto space in a bit. They're very interesting niche. So
yeah, I'm hoping they go out of business as soon as possible.
all right, well, I won't talk bad about dealers, but yeah, I've seen the worst and best of all of it. And let's see if we can get through it this one. And see, this is your workout too.
Yeah.
You know, so you can do some squats like this. Look at that, huh?
Yeah, that looks pretty.
See how
that's
deep
pretty
that was?
decent.
Huh? A little 45-pound squat.
That's decent.
Let's see, where was I at? So, so when that company sold, though, it went corporate. It was called Dealer Inspire. And like I said, I saw it built from the ground up. But when it went corporate, I was like, hey, I can do my own thing now. The lawn care nut was big enough.
Yep.
And so my business partner, his name is Josh. He lives in Bozeman. He's an email marketing specialist. He and I learned the internet together for years. So we decided to go ahead and make a go of this. And in 2018, we started Yard Mastery, which Yard Mastery is designed to be away from me because I knew that the lawn care nut is me, but I'm going to age out of this eventually, and I can't have everything attached to me. So we created Yard Mastery as a brand that I represent, but that's my company. So that's what all our fertilizers are branded under Yard Mastery and all of that. So we're up to 17 full-time employees now.
Nice.
And growing, so.
Gosh, such a similar story.
It is very, that's what I mean. I'm doing the same thing. A lot of what I sell is out of need. I didn't want to sell fertilizer, but my customers or my audience was like, we need this.
I don't want to sell pressure washers.
Yeah, can you get us this? Sure.
Yeah. And it's connected to the passion.
Yes.
Right? It's connected to the love.
Here's what I tell people. When you buy a house, everything in the house is dead. Nothing in that house is alive. So the only thing that actually is living that you bought is this lawn and that landscape. So it's a really, so you can see why people get attracted to this, because this is something that's alive. The other thing is this is not going to be an immediate response. It's going to take several weeks for this to really come back, so it teaches you patience.
I don't have any of that. That's why I like dead things. How do we pave this?
All right,
Can we
ready?
just pave this whole thing?
Oh, that's horrible. Let's go. Let's walk.
I want the paver nut.
You know what it
to
is,
come
Matt?
here.
You have to learn your land.
I
If
want
you,
the concrete nut to come
no,
here.
if you
instead
learn
of
your land, you will learn to love your land.
Yeah. You're killing the land, according to the environmentalists right now.
They do hate lawns. Did
Yeah.
you know that's funny that people can have a hate for lawns? I don't understand that, but
Well, this is reducing my carbon footprint.
it is. You know, this is definitely sequestering carbon. This is
Yeah.
any time that you have soil covered with a root, you're sequestering carbon.
100%, yeah. We're adding nitrogen so it'll consume more carbon.
That is correct, we are. But anti-grassism, it's rampant.
So now, YouTube channel, that's how people know you. That's the sort of top of funnel, if you will, the marketing engine, right? That's how you connect with people.
Yeah.
It's how you develop a relationship rather than just a number, right? A customer isn't a number, a customer is a follower. They're bought in generally, right?
Yeah, we
The
try to
vast
get them into our
majority.
community.
But how have you experienced, because of the SEO and stuff you do, you have, and then you probably have, you have like groups, do you have a Facebook group with a bunch of people?
bunch.
And so then there's a bunch of people who don't even know who you are, right?
Yeah, they can find
Isn't
the
that
groups.
the best part? Like,
Yeah.
they don't even know who I am. That means I built something that could transcend me.
I love that. I love when they start using my terminology, but they don't know me. They'll say things like, throw her down. That's one thing we'll say. We'll say, hope for the best and throw her down, or dominate your neighbor. Or I'll say, nitrogen drives the bus. You have the same sayings, right?
Yeah,
They're
the same stuff,
and
yeah.
then you see people in the wild using your sayings, you're like, that's
Yeah.
how you know. But that's how you start knowing that, okay, there's a little something here bigger than what I realized.
Right.
So,
Because really what we're doing, I mean, the chase for me is to provide value. And then money is just a result, right? Money is like a 57th step of the process. The money doesn't mean anything to me. The money is just a confirmation result. You know, without the money, I couldn't do a lot of the things that I do.
Right.
But all the things in between of, like, that's why I didn't call it Matt Mormon's detailing or something like that. It just didn't make sense to me that
Totally
if I want this to transcend, you know, the fear then I have is that at some point, do I even have any value anymore? Like, because all of my people, all of the engine, the brand sort of takes over.
well, that's what you want, right? Because you want the freedom, because then you're going to go on to your next, whatever your next thing is. That's what I'm looking at. Not that I'm leaving this, I'm just saying, yeah, I want to get this to a point where it's self-sustaining so I can do the next mission that I have.
It's called promoting yourself, right? So how do you promote yourself to that next position
Right.
to then create more value? And I'm so interested in the garage, like I have no intention of abandoning the garage. I'm just going to add more value within that realm.
You're building houses around it.
Yeah.
All right, ready? We're almost done here.
This is it?
No, we're gonna go well, unless you want to push it. You want to push it?
No, I don't want to do that.
We're gonna have to. I'm gonna go back the other way slightly just to
Okay.
make sure we don't stripe it.
This is easy. I could do this.
You ever see guys pushing a sled?
Yeah.
That's what this is. You're just pushing a sled.
Yeah.
Good for the. So my people will call me out because the walking speed is supposed to be 3.5 miles per hour.
Okay.
What we call putting some ass into it.
Yeah.
So you can see I'm full of jokes too. We have a lot of dad jokes in this realm here, but so I'm going a little slow, but that's okay because we're putting it down nice and heavy.
A little more. So what, can you overdo this?
Not on this grass, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can. This is 50% slow release nitrogen anyway. It's a polymer coated urea. So even if you put it down too heavy, it's not going to release until the polymer coat wears off, which is how they do that for science. That's what slow release is. When you see people talking about slow release nitrogen, if it's not organic, it's usually coated nitrogen, coated with something to slow down the release.
So now how harmful is this crap to my dog? I got to keep him off here for a while?
No, there's no pesticides in this. It's just nitrogen, potassium, a little bit of iron, and some manganese and molybdenum. So just natural stuff.
Gotcha.
The only thing, I mean, obviously you don't want it to get in their paws and bring it in on your carpet.
Yeah.
But no, there's no pesticide or anything like that. All right, one more pass here.
So, how often do you get called, people wanting to hire you to come do their lawn? 50 times a day?
No, I actually don't get that many calls.
Not anymore?
No, I think people realize that I'm a DIYer.
Yeah,
So
same here.
I can tell
do get
you,
the occasional, hey, what's your rate to detail a car?
I do get that because
I do
that's
it for 20 grand.
what's funny is that's more people I meet in the real world. They don't comprehend it.
Yeah.
They're like, so you mow lawns on YouTube? I'm like, no, I don't. I haven't actually mowed a lawn besides my own or a friend's in a long time.
So
you know?
funny. I do that all the time. I've detailed like one other person's car.
Yeah.
Never do it again.
All right, I'm gonna run down this right here. I'm just gonna put on the guard, and then we'll blow the driveway off. Like I said, this is just full of iron, and iron leaves those orange stains, so I just want to be really careful with your driveway.
Yeah, I don't want that spreader. I want your spreader.
So that's, you talk about you find holes in a market that's like there's either garbage or really expensive.
Yeah.
That's this. You sure you don't want to push this, Matt?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't want to like it too much. I can't have any more hobbies.
It is addictive. So I got
So-
my father addicted to this.
So does the word hobby make you like dry vomit in your mouth like it does me?
No, because I just want people doing it.
I don't do hobbies. I only do.
I don't do hobbies either.
Yeah.
That's why I don't play video games or anything like that, because...
If I'm going to play video games, I'm going to be a gamer.
That's right. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
So I don't play golf. Ugh.
Yeah,
People like, you
either.
golf? I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, me either. I'd have like a coach, you know, I'd be,
Yeah.
yeah, and then I'd make a YouTube channel with golfing. You know, I'd be chasing, you know, the PGA senior, you know, I can't do it.
You know, I go out and mess around with Cletus and those guys.
Yeah.
And people always like, how come you don't race cars? I'm like, are you kidding me? You see how many lawnmowers I have? Can you imagine if I had that many cars? See, like this mini car, I have like 10 lawnmowers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah,
that's my thing, you know?
I got 8 cars, 7
Yeah.
cars, yeah.
Lawnmowers are cheaper, so I'm fortunate.
Yeah. And they start getting into lawnmower detailing.
I've thought about trying to wrap one. So, you know, there are guys that'll ceramic coat their mower.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
I told you I'd never done a walk and talk, but that was actually really fun to do. Like, so, because it took me off of this.
Yeah. That's what you should do.
Well, when you do it in the car, I'm like, I totally see this.
I do wash and talk.
It makes sense, though. This I never thought would.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's cool.
You just need a lav mic and a stationary camera.
I have the lav mic. I'm just trying to think what I probably, you know, what I need to do is clean my garage and talk.
You just talk about your life. You talk about whatever.
So does everybody react to you like I am? Like, oh, you don't want to see my garage? Because
Oh,
people
yeah,
do that
yeah.
to me. Oh, you don't want to see my lawn? I'm like, bro, I'm not going to judge your lawn.
Yeah, you know what? You know what I say to that? If your garage is a mess, it makes me feel better about myself. It's not about you. It's about me.
But I get the comments all the time. People are like, how can your garage be that way? I'm like, yeah, just my
fair.
personality.
How can my lawn be this way?
But I look at what you have and I'm like, oh, I wish I could be that guy.
Well, this is what I'm thinking right now with the lawn. I'm like, man, I wish I could have like a great lawn.
So just wait till you see how green this looks, and guess what's going to happen?
Nothing.
You're going to want it.
It's gonna be green for about 6 months and it's gonna die again.
And then you're going to let it go.
I'm gonna call and yell at Heron and I'm gonna fire them. I'm gonna hire True Green.
You still have them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let them keep throwing on top of this. It's okay. Like I said, we don't want everybody to do that, but in this case, it's okay. You're not going to overdo it here. This is just...
So now when you're laying this down, we already set the watering. I'm not gonna like jack up the watering to
Nope.
get it to go.
Hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain. Rain is magic. So here's something people don't know. So rain produces natural nitrogen. When lightning goes through the air, it actually releases nitrogen from the air. The only other thing that can volatilize nitrogen like that are microbes in the soil. Or now we have ways to do it, obviously, through heat. But lightning is the natural way to release all that nitrogen from the air, and it'll bring it down. Your grass will turn green after a good lightning storm. Doesn't last very long, but That's natural nitrogen, so nothing's better than rain. What's that?
Those 2 bags you used, how much is that? Dollars?
They're like $60 a bag delivered.
Oh my gosh.
We're putting down a lot more than normal though. Like this is not a normal dose that this lawn has to have it.
Yeah, to me it doesn't seem like a lot.
So this is about a little over a pound of nitrogen now that we put down. Which you don't understand what that means, but that's quite a bit. That's a pretty heavy nitrogen application.
Yeah.
But we can't do any more this year, or because of our fert bans. You know, because they have the runoff. So what happens is fertilizer, if you fertilize, you know, we get these hard rains in the summer, so it can wash it into the storm drains, and all storm drains go to rivers, lakes, or the Gulf here. So that's why they make that rule that no nitrogen or phosphorus fertilizer in the summer, because they don't want the runoff to contribute to red tide.
Gotcha.
So, which makes sense to me. I love our fisheries here.
Yeah.
So. You know what, I was going to tell you another thing. So you up there in Helen and all that?
Yeah.
That's where we spent our summers vacationing, was in Bryson City.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is up there. My parents live in Hayesville. So when you're up there going through, I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, you got to watch this channel.
I almost bought a Hayesville house. That was there was a house in Hayesville. I almost bought on top of like a little crest, and then it just wasn't special enough. And so
I love that area though.
I'm going to deal with a little bit of roachy Helen for the house. This house that I bought, you'll have to go and.
I saw the video. It's nice.
It's incredible.
I saw what you put in there so far.
Done with it. Yeah, it's going to be.
See, you're even doing meetups. You're doing physical location stuff. Like you have. That's pretty cool. Well, that's what that was, right? A meetup, car meetup or something?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, but I had, Shane's follower. He helps moderate, just people that want to participate. So Shane put it together, and, I didn't have to do anything. I just showed
that's
up.
community. Think about...
Yeah.
That's what we talk about. That's what differentiates us. We're accessible in that way.
Yeah.
So...
This is too easy. I thought you were feeling bad. I felt like you were going to work real hard here and you're throwing a pickaxe or something. And
does it? Well, you got to. Now it's the time. You have to wait.
Yeah.
Well, I got a good sweat in. I probably burned 200 calories.
No, get out of here.
You don't think so?
No.
When I mow the lawn, I burn about 300.
60, maybe.
60? Oh, I should have. Oh man, I should have.
Yeah, that's nothing.
You're gonna. All right, you're gonna challenge me.
I burned just as many as you did. I was walking right next to you. Yeah.
That's funny.
So, what do I do now?
So now it's really just wait. We just need to water, which you have your irrigation going. Hopefully one of these clouds will give us a little bit. And that's it. You should start to see results in about a week, and then peak in about 2 weeks. And that's when you can send me some pictures and let's see what it looks like.
Now what am I going to do about all this weeds and all that crap?
Well, so we have to find out if it's Pro Vista. If it's Pro Vista,
then it down with yarn with a
I just blanket it. I can just come back out. I'll do it for you. But I'm just saying it won't be hard.
Doesn't Roundup kill you, though?
No. Only if you get it on you. I mean, that's what PPE is for.
Yeah.
So you don't get it on you.
So you literally would spray you just spot treat Pro Vista, or you'd spray the whole thing?
This I would spray the whole thing, because this is wild. This is common Bermuda right here that you have coming in. That's what that weed is. Yeah. And again, like somebody puts up a zoysia patch right there. But so you have a lot of common Bermuda here. So we would want to get rid of all that. So I would just blanket spray it.
But it's not Pro Vista, so I can't do
I
that.
don't think so, but I'll test it next time. Well, then we
rip it out and redo it.
Yeah, you cannot get rid of common Bermuda in any other kind of grass. But you're always going to have it come back. See, this is your whole thing in Florida. This common Bermuda right here, I don't care how many times you rip up and resod, this will be back in a year.
Okay.
No matter what you do. So that's why people do Pro Vista, because then I can kill it, because I can use glyphosate.
Okay.
So
I just hope that the St. Augustine becomes thick and plush enough that you don't notice.
It'll choke a lot of it out, right? Yep.
This is too easy. Why am I even suffering all this time?
I'm glad I made it look easy.
I've been suffering all this time.
My fans are going to be like, what do you mean too easy? Because there's people in Florida, it's not that easy. I'm making it sound easy, but there's more to it.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to keep chasing it and all that, but as far as the application to at least get it moving from where it is.
Yeah, that's
dead. I was going to spend 10 grand and have this all ripped out.
Well, that's why I'm glad I called you, because just wait. I'm serious. This will be so beautiful in a couple of weeks. Better. It's not going to be as good as your backyard, but it'll come back and then we'll hit it again.
So we talked about my level of interest here, right? I've got like 5% interest.
Yeah.
I got 100% interest in having it look like it looks in the back of the yard now, but 5% willingness to do it. And maybe even negative 5%. So if I have that, what do I do? So what am I going to
Yeah.
do from here?
So what I would recommend is you take your -5% and you make it work for one season, and you get this back to where it is, and then you let your current company keep it from there. Your current company didn't make it like this. It got like this from neglect.
Yeah,
So
not watering properly.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
All I have to do is I have to check the watering.
Yep, and make sure your lawn
reasonably.
guys don't scalp it, which
Yeah.
they're not doing. That's fine.
Yeah, I like them to cut it as high as possible.
That's what you want.
And that's it.
Yeah. So and then once we get it healthy, just like your back lawn, your current company's doing the back,
So
right?
Michelle's going to watch this video and she's going to do it. She does care about the grass.
Oh, well, I'll help her. I'll give her all
She
the
was
stuff
sad.
she needs.
She was going to come. She was going to hang out with us to learn about this,
Uh-huh.
but she's helping her parents move. I should probably be helping her parents move too, but I said I can't.
You're playing in the lawn.
I got an appointment with the lawn. No playing. Working. You got to
Yeah.
work the lawn. So how do they find you? Lawn Care Nut on YouTube?
Yeah, you can look for the
Nut?
Lawn Care Nut. My company's Yard Mastery. We have the app, the Yard Mastery app, that'll give you your program to put down. And
So I don't meet you. I want to get this fixed. What would I have done? I go to yardmastery.com.
yeah, or you go to my YouTube channel. And so we have Yard Care Boot Camp, which is beginners training. So that's video training. It's like 15 hours of video training, step by step, how to take care of your lawn. So that's the ultimate beginner. Just bought a house, has no clue where to start.
Okay.
That's Yard Care Boot Camp. That's
Yeah.
video training. I also have an e-book for people that kind of know what they're doing, but they just need to know what to put down. That's an e-book we have. And then the app is also that. So the app will, you put your address in, and based on soil temperature logic and some other stuff, it'll tell you, put this fertilizer down now, all throughout the year. And we also use what are called biostimulants, so like sea kelp, humic acid, these are things for the soil. So we do some of the hippy dippy stuff
I'm
too.
sending a sample in to work with the app or no?
Don't have to do a sample. You can. So if you want to go another level, then you can take my soil test. And then yes, we're almost there where the soil test then will dictate a custom
So do
program.
you send out like a thing? And I take a core and I send it to you or something
Yeah.
like that? Or?
Yeah, I have a kit. I should have brought one. Yeah, it's a nice kit. It looks like a Ancestry.com kit. You open it up and it's got your little petri dish in there. But
Gotcha. And I can just buy that from yardmastery.com.
you can, yeah. I'll bring you one next time I come over. I'll bring you a soil test.
Yeah, I don't want to do any of that.
Okay. Well, I'll do it for you. You're not that far away. I just want to see this come back because I love it when a lawn comes
Yeah.
back and people go, I never knew. I'm like, yeah, that's all it takes.
So I think, yeah, next time you come up, I think I want to sit down and we'll do a screen capture and you show me the digital side of all of this stuff so I can show them.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, we'll show, by you showing me, we'll show them. And then, because no one can get you. Like these people can't get you. We don't, you know, it's like they can't get me to detail. I'd probably help you detail your truck if you wanted to, but I'm not going to do.
But you
other
have
cars.
tutorials though. That's what that's what you do.
yeah.
Is you show people how to do it. I think
Yeah.
that's the value.
Yeah. But
Like you said, you don't show them how to do it, you
but
show them how you
I'm thinking
do it.
right now, like all those things you mentioned, like it's gridlocking me. It's locking me up.
Yeah. So because I threw a lot at you, and that happens. Analysis paralysis, right?
I'm locking up here.
That's
'cause
my
I'm like,
biggest
I don't want to
problem.
do any of this. I
Well,
want like
that's-
a 5-minute quick fix. I want the diet pill.
Of course.
I'm a little chubby. I need a pill that I can just take and
Yeah.
get fixed.
So we can talk about fake natty lawns. You can just spray paint it if you want and get.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me started on the fake natties. My people know about how I hammer on the fake natties. All the golf courses, they're all spray painted, right? They're not
Yeah,
real
yeah.
green.
Okay.
That's fake. That's garbage.
They're just real good at making it look even coat.
It's called. Might as well just do steroids and fake your muscles. Come on, earn them.
Or what do? They put like the saline. Where you don't even have the muscle. It's just
the
fake.
oil or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. Have that for lawns.
That's it. They do have it for lawns.
Yeah. All right, people.
Yeah,
Make
thanks,
sure
guys.
to go check out Allyn's stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
Thanks,
and
man.
I
That was
feel like
fun.
I'm a little more educated, and we'll be doing more stuff together. Thanks for watching. As always, stay tuned for more crazy. I'm not going to get into lawns, so don't get too excited. I can tell you right now. I can feel it. Like I'm feeling zero desire. I'm sweating. I got sunscreen on. I'm probably sunburnt. I'm ready to go inside and go detail something in the air conditioning. So we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.